Next 12 months, it's going to be political. It's going to see where do we land with the U.S., who's our largest trading partner. How is that going to affect the industrial market? Well, that'll depend on what happens with the negotiations on tariffs and trade. I think the Canadian government is going in a good direction. They're going in a direction where they're looking at new trading partners. They're looking at Europe. They're looking at Asia. We're trying to rekindle some of those past trading relationships. I believe that the market is going to benefit also from some of these large infrastructure projects that we're talking about, if they actually happen. But right now, it looks like they might.
I think affordability across the spectrum is going to become a bigger choice of words for folks, in particular on the student side of things, as well as on the senior side of things. The economic environment that we're in, the cost of land, the build costs that exist out there impacting the residential community. I think more and more of us need to be thinking through affordability and how do we build to provide that affordability product at a high quality level. And I think that it's going to gain momentum here. I mean, interest rates are not going down dramatically from here. Land costs are still sitting there on people's books at a certain level. And I think affordability is going to be something that is going to become more of a buzzword over the next 12 to 24 months.
Well, there's a lot going on, both directly and indirectly, through what's happening geopolitically on a global basis. And almost every day you have to look for a tweet, or you look at social media, or you listen to the news of what's changed that day, right? So the challenge we're dealing right now is a level of uncertainty in the marketplace because of the tariffs, and there was hope that that would go through a little bit quicker than it has. So that has to be resolved going forward. And again, just getting rid of this uncertainty and surprises and getting back on the focus with respect to what is the objectives, what are the returns, and how they can actually execute their plans in 2025 and going into 2026.
What I hope will shape the industry for Canada in the next 12 months is that we all need to work together. A lot of pressure outside of the Canadian market. South of the border, we're getting a lot of pressure. We're seeing a division. Canadians have never felt stronger together, but we definitely need to learn how to work together within interprovincial platforms. If I'm to compare it to the US, there's no such thing as I only do business in a certain state. The interstate business model is favored, and it's simple, and your law firms, your appraisers, your engineers, your bankers just do not simply qualify themselves as I am a Florida state professional. They are a statewide professional, a nationwide professional, and we need to start adapting to that mindset because opportunities are not just in our backyards, right? So we have to build that scope and that scale so that we can just build Canada as the beautiful country as it is and utilize our resources and our skill sets outside our province and share it within other provinces as well. And I think that's how we would outgrow and really shine as a country.
So while the economic environment and the geopolitical environment in which we currently find ourselves is going to have a huge impact on our industry, AI is going to be the thing that actually shakes it and changes how we are doing things, from brokerage to development to client solutioning.
We see a huge push towards local manufacturing today. The demand for energy has gone through the roof, and all the buildings we build are LEED certified and carbon zero, which basically means more electrical requirements, higher power requirements. So the relationships with Hydro-Quebec, the relationships with the cities are extremely important to get the projects underway quickly.
Well, there's a lot of uncertainty right now in the market, which holds back certain decisions from companies. If we can clear that uncertainty, then I think companies will be willing to take more decisions. It will create stability, and there will be more velocity in terms of roofing as well.
The industry is constantly in flux, and so we're evolving. And so we've had a number of headwinds when it comes to COVID. We've had interest rates, we've had soaring construction costs. At the same time, the tremendous opportunity. The Quebec government has actually made some efforts to make it a little easier to navigate the entitlements process. There's been certain laws that have been passed which make it a little easier to get those entitlements. In Ontario, as an example, if a municipality seems to be the stumbling block, there is some recourse at the provincial level. Now in Quebec, we're seeing these super pouvoirs and some other tools that will allow municipalities and other levels of government to encourage development, particularly in those areas that require densification, such as a transit-oriented development or major economic hubs where we do need densification. So I think it is a good time for us, and things are evolving, and the industry will evolve with it. In our case, in our residential units, we are adapting our units. We're doing different things in our layouts. We're looking very specifically at the sizes of units. We're looking at our balconies. How much interior or exterior space do you need? Is that different from downtown, from in the suburbs? We're looking at parking ratios. Parking's very expensive to build. So we're very much focused on transit-oriented development, which reduces the requirement for parking, and which will then also reduce the amount of rent that someone needs to pay to be in those units.
Well, from what I'm hearing at the forum so far, adaptability, being flexible, there are obviously new trends coming. The companies that are successful now are not necessarily those that occupies huge office space. So there's going to be a lot of adjustment along the way, and those that can prove flexible, adaptable, probably going to find a good way for themselves.
AI is going to have a big impact. I don't think anybody can really predict it. I think if people, when they're saying this is what's going to happen in the next 12 months about AI, I think that they're all wrong. I think we don't even understand how much it's going to change. So that's a little bit how the industry is going to change with respect to data research, understanding the data, bringing critical thinking to that data that is AI driven. People are going to stumble, companies are going to stumble, others are going to thrive. So there's going to be a lot of murkiness in the industry over the next 12 months.